All right. This is Tori. She's amazing. She's over at Fitness 1440. Also, I think I saw Kate in here. So amazing. Thanks for everyone stopping by. This will be reposted on our YouTube page and most likely our social media page. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop any questions you have in the chat below. And let's get started. So this is essentially what my end. I'm just going to give you a grab bag, my favorite things that you can do now to implement for the new year to have a new you. So this is stuff I do. This is what I would say, my clinical that I give out every single day. So before I get started with that, again, some bookkeeping. We have some amazing exercise booklets that we will be dropping off at Fitness 1440. For neck and low back exercises. They're pretty cool. I know they look backwards in the camera, but Dr. Darrell made them himself and they've got a lot of good content. So I'm going to first start off sharing my screen. We've got some very short videos to go over. So my favorite exercises, these are a couple of my favorite exercises. The Mcgill Big Three. Dr. Stuart Mcgill was an osteopath that he's still doing clinical research, and he came up with these exercises. They're wonderful. So you just go to Google, search the Mcgill Big Three. There is a plethora of videos to watch. I prefer this one because it shows you what not to do, but also what to do. I have it on mute. You guys can watch this on your own time. It's 9 minutes. He'll show you a curl up, a side plank, and a reverse dead bug or quad ped. So they're very, very good exercises. You can do these daily. What's really nice about his video, it's a little longer. He shows you what not to do. That is probably the most, as you can say, Tori, probably the most important aspect. Sure, exercising is important and getting that motion in there, but also knowing what not to do. So next up, this is probably my favorite for rotational movements, Palloff press. He's extending out 3 sets of 15. I would hold a little longer. I think he's struggling there a little bit. He only does 2 or 3 seconds. I would actually elongate that to maybe 5 or 10, but I'm partial to isometric work where you squeeze and hold longer because I think you get better spinal stabilization, but that's just me. And I'll keep it moving here. My favorite upper body exercise, wall angels. So I know the snow is almost gone, but if you've ever done a snow angel on the ground as a kid, you find a nice wall or a tree. He's engaging his low back here, and he's slowly bringing his arms, bringing his chin back, slowly bringing his arms up like an angel. I would even go a little further and have them touch at the top. He does not. He's just coming straight up and down with that motion. He doesn't touch at the top right here. So I would even come even more so across in. And 1 second, people in the waiting room. There we go, Dr. D. Just to get more engagement of the posterior chain there. Last but not least, wall sit. Everyone knows how to do a wall sit. You don't have to go as low as this lady right here, but just get down, drive your knees out, get some good glute engagement. This is great after sitting for a while and going through that. So enough of my nonsense. Go back to us. They're my favorite exercises, and I'll keep it brief. If you guys want any of those videos, I'll just drop a link, and I'll drop a link in the bottom chat, or I can email them to you directly. Just shoot out. If you need to contact me, my cell is 610-310-8659, and email is C as in Charlie, L as in Lima, M as in Mary, McCormick@gmail. And I'll have that in the chat box below too as well. So some of my favorite routine breakers are creating new routines. And the best way to do that is it's one of the hardest things to do. Everyone says, hey, let's go to the gym in January, right? That's the thing. Let's lose weight. Let's do the biggest trend I hear is we're going to do a dry January and then go to Cancun in February, which that's a great idea. But how do you change that habit long-term? So there's something called habit stacking, and I stole this from Tim Ferriss. Many of you guys might be familiar with him. If you have a habit like brushing your teeth every day, do your wall angels, you know, maybe not while you're brushing your teeth, but after you brush your teeth or before you brush your teeth. So you add it on to something that you already do. So it makes it not as hard to do that. And really simple is the best. Don't overcomplicate it. Keep it easy, keep it simple. Another thing you can add is walking after lunchtime. I know it's chilly, especially today, but eat a little something, go for a light walk, even if it's 5 or 10 minutes. Doing some prayer meditation. I prefer this guy named Wim Hof. He's a crazy Norwegian. He does some pretty interesting breath techniques and some cold immersion. So therapy, it's really, really powerful stuff, especially with COVID going around. It'll boost your immune system. So, and last but not least, one thing I'll harp on with Tori, the number one thing we find in our practice, the number one reason why people are still in pain and their adjustments are not holding is that their spine is deconditioned. We have to stabilize around the spinal musculature. It's the number one reason we find that subluxation and misalignments are happening in our practice, and they're not getting corrected. So that's why we love what you guys do at Fitness 1440 so much. You make our job so much easier. So props to you. And another bookkeeping before I forget, we have another health talk coming up the 8th of February and the 15th. It's a two-parter. It's how to optimize your diet with a local chef. And the second part, he's actually cooking for us. So that should be interesting. So I know, right? So I'm going to shoot this over to Tori. And she is going to show us, she's got a short presentation to show us, drop some knowledge on us. Again, if you guys have any questions, I'm going to put my email in the link below. Feel free to reach out in the chat box. Feel free to call or text me, but if you text me late at night, I will be with my 4-month-old, so I probably won't pick up. But I just shot off. And again, so another recap, the Mcgill Big Three, the Paloff Press, the Wall Angels, the wall sit, habit stacking, get some nice walks in there after lunchtime. And, you know, something else too, I stole from Tim Ferriss is try to do 10 reps of something. It doesn't matter what it is, but something in the morning. It could be push-ups, it could be sit-ups, it doesn't matter. It could be 10 seconds of stretching, but 10 reps of something to create that habit and build on that routine, positive routine. All right. How we doing, Tori?
I'm good.
She's let's see. Next thing coming up for our practice is it is the Fresh Meal Company. It used to be called P3 Kitchen. His name is Chris Drumheller. He has food prep. He's a food prep company down in Exton, and he specializes in essentially nutrition-based meals that you can pick up. If you've been to any CrossFit gym in the area, I guarantee you've had some of his meals. He is all over the place, and highly, highly suggest you check him out. He'll be with us. He's the chef that will be with us on the 8th and the 15th coming up.
There we go. Okay.
And then just hit the upper left so you begin from the beginning. There you go.
Yep, there we go. Awesome. Here we go. I'm ready. What's up, guys? Happy New Year. My name is Tori. I am the personal trainer at Fitness 1440. Thank you for taking some time out of your night to come listen to us. Something you will hear me and Connor and a lot of us talk about that are in this position is keeping things as simple as possible. Sometimes simple is not easy, but it's what works, right? We need simplicity and we need sustainability. I called this the year of self because the last few years have been very wild. And I don't know about you, but as a mom, as a business owner, as somebody with a leadership position, I tend to focus on everybody. And sometimes I lose myself in the thick of it. And I think it's so important to just dial in and ultimately take care of yourself and invest in yourself, especially this year. And there is no better way to start 2022 than with fresh, right? Fresh plan and just keeping things simple. I could stand here and give you the best personal training, the best nutrition plan, give you all the tips, but they only work as well as the person working them. And things don't change unless we're willing to put in some work, right? Resolutions usually drop off by the third week, and it's important to talk about why, right? Why do people get discouraged after a couple weeks? And ultimately, it's because they try to do a 180 in one day, right? They want to drink all the water, they want to get all their workouts in, they want to eat all their food, they're geared and ready. And by the second or third week, if that 20 pounds doesn't come off, if their muscles aren't showing, if they're not bikini body ready, they're like, well, this doesn't work, screw it. And they go back to where they were when they first began. And unfortunately, they usually have added a couple more pounds. They're super discouraged. And I'm here, Connor's here, we're all here to keep you from doing that. There are a few things that obviously are the controllables. And they are things like nutrition, sleep, water, and movement. And you can't control what the scale is going to say. You can't control what the body fat analysis is going to say. You can't control any of that. What you can control is how you do change all that, right? If you don't prioritize these four, things aren't going to change, right? So what do we do now? Well, I'm going to start talking about the how. How can we start implementing things into our life so that things start to change, so that we can start building better habits into our life? I come from a position of more addition. So let's start adding planning to our life. And it doesn't have to be all overnight, right? We can start simple. So like if you're somebody who just goes to the grocery store and you don't have any sort of what you're doing, or going to the gym and you don't have a plan when you walk into the gym, you know, start planning out some things. Let's put a list together for the grocery store. If you're somebody who scrolls late at night and gets lost on TikTok or Instagram or Netflix or whatever else there is, you know, let's start planning a nighttime routine and shutting stuff down an hour before you go to bed. If you're somebody who just goes into the gym and you just wing it and you have no idea what you're going to do when you walk in there, let's start planning a routine. And when we plan that routine, let's try to stick to it, because the more we program hop, the less we're doing for ourselves, okay? We want consistency. If you can stay consistent, you can do anything. And that goes with anything in your life. After we start planning, well, let's start preparing, okay? Something that I want to share is that I have never had a client that has prepared and planned and failed, okay? If you can plan and you can prepare, and I'm talking start small, you can get somewhere, okay? Because you can compound little wins over time, and before you know it, you will be cruising right along. So we've planned our grocery list. Let's prepare where we're gonna go, right? We're gonna get what's on the list. And by the way, make sure you eat before you go, because if you go hungry, you might start adding things into your cart that you probably shouldn't have. Stick to the outskirts of the grocery store. That's where the better quality food is. Let's start preparing meals. You know, if you're somebody who just, again, wings it, let's start preparing meals. And even if you are a busy mom, a busy wife, business owner, start prioritizing 45 minutes to an hour a week. Listen, as a trainer, I would rather you plan and prepare your meals than get a workout in, because nutrition drives any result. no matter what. So spend that time to prepare your meals. Doesn't have to be anything fancy, but just something that's readily available. You want to plan your meals. And again, I did put in here, if you're not somebody who cooks, there are so many meal prep services out there that they're good ones too. They're all over social media. They're all over the internet. There's always something out there so you don't have an excuse to go through drive-through, stop at Wawa, whatever. Make sure you prepare snacks. Something I hear a lot from clients is like, I don't have time, or, well, I didn't have anything there. And again, something I always tell my clients is like, listen, we need to work on setting you up for success. So no matter where you are, let's get in front of yourself. Let's make sure we have a snack everywhere we're going to be, should life happen, because life does happen, right? We all have kids or work, we stay late, whatever. So let's make sure we have snacks and water in our car, in our office, in our house, wherever we are, just have them available. So we don't have an excuse again to go to Wawa or go through a drive-through. In the long run too, this saves you a lot of money and time and hassle that will help you out. Start preparing. Like I said, plan your nighttime routine. If you have to prepare a nighttime routine, so you start getting off technology a half an hour early, an hour earlier, you would not believe how that will impact your quality of sleep. And ultimately, sleep is another one that affects your results, your weight loss, your state, your mental state. And I keep saying all the time, I apologize. We want to, again, prepare our space. So our water, our snacks, we want to prepare our gym bag. So we make sure our gym bag's in the car and take it as far as, if you have leg day the next day, make sure you have your leg day shoes or your flat shoes. So you don't give yourself any excuse to be like, oh, I don't have the right shoes today, I guess I'm not going to the gym. Like, you need to start getting in front of yourself. And I am a huge calendar junkie. I have a written calendar, a handwritten calendar that I write everything in, and I use the calendar on my phone, and I plug everything in, from doctor's appointments, my workouts, clients, everything. Your calendar will save you. If you are somebody who is just starting out and you might struggle to get to the gym or meal prep or do whatever, start plugging in your calendar yourself, not only your workouts, start plugging your workouts in as a non-negotiable, as a doctor's appointment, as a chiropractor, like anything that you would not miss, start putting it in there. Because you're not going to miss your doctor's appointment, because what happens if you miss your doctor's appointment? Like, you're not going to do that. So don't do that to yourself. It might be tough in the beginning, but after a while, not only do you mentally and physically and emotionally start feeling better after you stay committed to yourself, you're going to start building a momentum. And accountability. So accountability will help you stay committed to the task at hand, right? Accountability is, it means a lot of different things, but I like to say accountability is there when motivation is not. So when that motivation from the fresh year starts to dissipate, you have to be accountable. And there are different things that you can be accountable to. And there's something that I talk about with all my clients, and that is the non-negotiables. Come up with a few non-negotiables within yourself. You do have to be super honest and transparent, and don't give yourself some giant task that that you can't do. Like, let's keep it realistic in the beginning so you can stick to it. To get there, we can start setting micro goals. So if you're somebody that wants to start increasing their water intake to start off, if you're drinking 2 bottles of water today, the next 3-4 days, let's aim for 3 bottles. and build off of that. If you are somebody who does not have any type of organization or routine, let's start setting a schedule and sticking to it. I do believe there is some research study out there that like the correlation between setting a schedule, writing it down, and then checking it off, it does something. So if you are setting a schedule and staying accountable to it, that'll help you in the long run. You can always have an accountability partner or an accountability buddy. Bring a friend, somebody you can trade workouts with, that you got your workouts done. Text them back and forth. Same with meals. You can swap meals or your macros or your plans. Just somebody that you have as an extra support system. It's so important. That brings me into accountability group. 1 second. Accountability group and support with social media. There is so many different people out there, or so many different groups out there. Facebook, I know there's like Instagram, church, there's support everywhere, especially with technology. I know here at the gym, we're a big old community here. If you walk in and say hi to somebody is gonna say hi back. If you need some encouragement or some inspiration or just like an ear to talk to, people will talk to you. And 9 times out of 10, somebody else is going through the same thing. That's why, I personally have a fitness group on Facebook, and I often tell the ladies, like, share, because if you're going through this or you need support with this, somebody else is too. And you can always get a personal trainer or a coach to help you set up a game plan for you, come up with ways for you to achieve what you want to achieve and hold you to that standard. I do, one thing I talk about with my clients, is just meet me. I'll meet you where you are, and we're going to do this together, right? But you need to be honest with me about where you are and what's realistic. And this is what I expect. And I help them stay accountable to whatever they say they're ready to do or they're going to do, and we go from there. The last thing is keeping track of progress. You want to make sure you're progressing. You want to make sure you are heading in the right direction that you want to be going in. If you're telling me, that you're doing stuff, but it's not matching up, like progress doesn't say that, we're going to have a talk. And that's sometimes not the conversations I like, but that's my job. Okay, so in the beginning I said simple is better, and Connor said the same thing, and it totally is. We don't want to get carried away with any radical, restrictive, crazy diets or exercise plans or whatever. Just stick to the basics. And by adding more of the basics, the things that don't serve you are naturally going to dismantle themselves. If you're looking for a place to start, come visit us because we would love to have you. I'm going to walk you around real quick. Is that cool?
Yes, please do.
Awesome. Hold on. So I don't know if you can hear. All right. So this is the gym. We got our ellipticals and our treadmills. We've recently made quite a few upgrades. We have a new beverage cooler. We have a couple Pelotons in the corner.
Here, Tori, stop sharing. Yeah. Stop sharing your screen so that we can see a big view of the gym.
Okay. Yeah. Can you?
There you go.
Is that good?
That's perfect.
Awesome. All right, so we have over here
And give me a slow-mo. Zoom out, slow-mo, so I can see. There you go.
We have our turf.
Some kettlebells.
Slow-mo.
There you go.
Is it all right?
That's perfect.
Okay. We have our TRX.
Some rowing machines.
Rowing machines. So these are our resistance machines. I guess you could treat it as a circuit. Hold on. We have our weights back there.
And I know you used to have a Smith machine, but you got some real free weights.
We have 2 Smith machines right here. We have a regular rack, and we have a couple more upgrades coming. I'm so proud of this place. The community, everything. And on behalf of 1440, I want to invite anybody to come in, take advantage of our 3-day VIP, or if you're interested in joining, we are gifting 2 free months, and personal training is regularly 80 a session, and it would be 60 a session for the rest of the month of January.
That sounds like a good deal.
So thank you, Connor, so much for inviting us. I know Kate, Jim, Savannah, Izzy, all of us, Hunter, we really appreciate this and working with you guys. And I am so excited to have this opportunity.
Well, we love all you guys. And I just want to hit on some quick points that you mentioned, like accountability. I mean, 90% of what we do is subconscious programming. So creating those good habits, and out of sight, out of mind, creating habits so that you can make the right decisions. You don't have to think about making the right decisions. You've already set yourself up for success. Just like you said, planning. I mean, food prep, that'll literally change your life, even if you start small. Yep. And then, I mean, look at every successful person in the world. At some level, they've had some coaching or mentorship to get to that place. Maybe not the entire time, but they've had a coach. So, you know, I'm a big fan of having a coach with anything. And we're also running a new patient special for any Fitness 1440 members. It's $50 off the examination. So Tori, all of you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for doing this collab. And we'll have to do this again in the future. Mm-hmm. So if you have anything else, you're amazing, Kate, of course. And you guys have anything else, hit it out, and we will be ready to rock and roll. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.